Welcome, cruisers, to the newly refurbished Norwegian Epic Haven 2021. As you exit the elevators, you are escorted through a locked door that you'll need your key to get into to the Haven concierge desk. We'll touch on that and more in a bit, but they are fantastic, the concierges and the assistants. They are available between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. After that, you have a night butler should you need something. You're, of course, going to have your own butler as well if you are in the Norwegian Epic. As part of the refurbishment for 2021, the main sun deck has had some major renovations. I'll cover those during the video. The first thing you're going to see that's very different is the loungers. These are all brand new, and while they are soft and comfortable, they have some drawbacks. If you are a reader and want to sit upright a little more, that's not going to happen because the chairs only go to a semi-reclined area. The hot tubs, by the way, were just closed because of this being back-to-back cruises I was on, and this was the sanitation changeover, and thus it was just temporarily closed. So getting back to the concierge desk that we were having a moment ago, if you need to book a show, an excursion, pretty much anything you need, they are there for you. They are excellent and helpful. As you exit the sun deck area, you have access to a bar, but bar service is also out on the sun deck itself, so you'll have an attendant come bring you drinks if you want them. We also saw a dining area, which was going to be covered in more detail here later on in the video. As we go back towards the concierge, there are some steps right here that leads up to a little secluded area above the concierge. If you wish to have a quiet area to read or play games, this is available to you. Normally, when there's no COVID, you'll have like chess and checkers and different things available. Because of COVID protocols, those were removed. So right now it's basically just a quiet sitting area for you to read with a nice view overlooking the Haven courtyard. Now as we exit and go back down to where we first came in at the elevators, across from the entrance to the concierge desk, we have access to the Haven bar area, or Epic Bar, or Haven Lounge. You'll notice, if you looked at my old video or have been on the Epic in the past, that some of the furniture has been recovered, but almost all of it has been replaced. Unfortunately, these new purple chairs are really uncomfortable. I'm not sure who Norwegian had testing their furniture, but I don't think they sat in them very long. Also, you'll notice all the chairs are missing that are usually here at the bar. Again, because of distancing and COVID protocols, those have been removed. I'm told they will be returning one day. Then we have the Haven Restaurant. The Haven Restaurant is available breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Haven guests. It is like going to a specialty for every meal, and the food is fantastic, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And also know that they will do anything you ask. If you have the menu presented to you, but for example, if you have the surf and turf and you want 2 lobster tails or 3 lobster tails, no problem, just ask them. If you want something from one dish with another, no problem, they'll bring it to you. If you want something from lunch and you want it at dinner, you have to let them know, and then they'll save it and have it ready for you for dinner. Also during breakfast, there is normally a buffet where an attendant will serve you under COVID protocols. I'll show you some still shots, what they look like in a moment here. I'll also show you some still shots of some of the dinner options. The surf and turf and a prime rib. There's also outside seating. When I say outside, it's open to the air, as you see there. So if it's nice weather, you can enjoy the same breakfast and lunch menu out here that you do in the main dining area. When COVID protocols weren't in place, you had a more limited menu here. So that's an upgrade. Hopefully that stays around, that you can get the exact same menu for breakfast and lunch in the open air dining as you do in the main dining area. Now, as we go back to the concierge desk, I'm going to give you more of a tour of the sun deck. And I want you to notice something as we walk out. That volume level is really irritating. It is not upgraded or adjusted or attempted to be fixed at all. During the refurbishment, there are 2 air vents at the top out here that make being out here not as pleasant as it should be. Also, the fact, as you can see, that those chairs, lounger chairs, do not go higher is frustrating. You'll have to use a towel behind your neck if you're a reader. I saw lots of guests doing just that, trying to get in a comfortable position to sit and read. So they're great if you want to get sun or lay down, but not so great for reading. Another nice addition during the upgrade that was lacking was an outdoor shower. That has now been added, as you can see here in a moment as I pan right. So now if you are in the hot tub or in the pool and want to get a quick rinse with fresh water, you have an outdoor shower right there. Or if you're too warm from laying out, quickly rinse off, go back to enjoying the sun. Also, on the left and right, you have access to the men's on the left, women's on the right. You have an accessible shower for handicapped and a restroom. And there's another shower on the other side for non-handicapped. You'll see that in a moment. But we also have access from either side, from the men's side or the women's side, to a sauna. It is quite nice and has a nice view of the Haven Sun Deck. The door there leads to stairs that we'll look at in a moment. They are there. But also I wanted to show you there is a steam room also in the very back here. When men's and women's are separate, they do not have a connecting door like the sauna. So you have a steam room for the men's side and a separate steam room for the women's side. Nice and hot. So as I mentioned, the door here coming up, it joins both the men's and the women's side. But it is also how you will access the exercise room. So up one flight of stairs, and here is how you can work off some of the delicious pounds you may gain from all the wonderful meals from the Haven dining room. You also have treatment rooms, one on either side. This is if you'd like to have a massage from the Madeira Spa. The therapist will come up to the Haven and give you your treatment up in the Haven proper, so you do not have to go down to the spa itself. I will give you a bit of warning. If you do elect to have a massage, make sure you tell them no marketing. I've had 2 massages on the Epic over the years. The first one, they spent 15 minutes marketing me. Rather annoying. And the second time, the massage was okay, but the therapist did not really follow my requests at all, and I don't think I'll probably ever get a massage again on the Epic. The exercise units, some of these were blocked off because of, again, COVID and distancing, but they are quality machines. If you enjoy working out in these machines, you will find them to be quality machines that work well. As we exit and go up one more floor, we'll get access to an adults only area. It's a very small sun deck. Also, it has another bit of a drawback. It is very close to those vents that we heard, and you'll notice the noise, again, is very loud out here. So, while it is adults only and private, you also have these huge cabanas, if you will. They were meant to be down, I was told, on the main sun deck area, but they are so huge that they made it virtually impossible to position. So they were put up here. So if you want to come up and have some private time up here and enjoy, you can. You will get bar service, but it is more limited, obviously, because the bar staff has to run up 2 flights of stairs to take care of you. But if you have earplugs, come on up here and enjoy the privacy. There is another sun area we're going to explore, which is right across from here, on the other side of that big wall. It's the posh area. Across from the Epic Bar, there's an elevator that we affectionately call the Ice Cream Express. I'll explain that in a bit. That takes you up to Posh. Other guests can get what's called a Posh Pass. On other NCL ships, they call this the Vibe Beach Club, but it's Posh on Epic. And they can pay a fee to have access. They won't have access to the Haven, but they will have access to Posh. So, Haven guests get this access free. Before the refurbishment, this whole area was covered in chairs. For some reason which escapes me, NCL has decided to put all these beds all over for people who want to get sun. But the problem is this. Umbrellas are only on the lower area of Posh, not the upper area of Posh, which I'll show you in a minute. They have put most of the remaining chairs upstairs and most of the beds downstairs. I don't understand this logic. Also, this used to be a smoking area. It no longer is. Posh is now smoke-free. So if you're a smoker, that's going to be a disappointment to you. I am not a smoker, so I am quite pleased with this change. As we go up here, you'll see the remaining lounger chairs are hiding up here, where there are no umbrellas. Hopefully, and I suggested this to the hotel director, or general manager as they're now called, that they swap them, put the beds up here for those who want to get sun and don't need umbrellas, and put all the chairs back downstairs. We'll see if that gets done. Maybe you can comment if you're on the Epic if they've made that improvement. The only other downside is there are a lot less chairs, period. Most chairs were offloaded during the refurbishment. So, hopefully NCL will get some more chairs or some newer chairs. If they're the same ones that are down in the Haven, that's going to be a disappointment if you're someone who enjoys sitting in the sun and reading. Because these, as you can see, you can stand up tall enough where they're comfortable to be seated and read. It really is a lovely area, posh, great airflow. Even on a crossing, you'll get great airflow to keep you nice and cool and comfortable. I've done the crossing any number of times on the Epic. It's always a treat. This is Barcelona you're looking at, if you wanted to know. Now, one thing they did not upgrade during this refurbishment was adding a shower to the posh deck area. So they added one downstairs, but posh still does not have a shower if you get too warm and want to cool off. But there's a trick for you that I'm going to show you here in a moment. I'll give you another tip also. When you get to your Haven room, there's going to be a cordless phone in the room. If it's not charged, plug it in right away and have it charge. Why? Well, everyone in the Haven has a butler. So if you're enjoying something, say, laying out here on Posh, and you'd like your butler to bring you something, say a pizza, call your butler. He'll either bring it to you or bring it to the door, and then the bar staff will bring it out to you. Or if you need to call the concierge, the phone will work from anywhere on the ship. So take that cordless phone from your room with you. It's awful handy to have. Now, all these bar stools were also, at least currently, off limits because of, again, COVID protocols. Hopefully, at some point down the road, we'll be able to enjoy again sitting by the bar, chatting with the bartenders and other fellow guests. Now, as I mentioned, this is a side door, not the elevator we came up to start with. This leads to the public sun area. Now, make sure you take a towel and your key with you if you wish to cool off. You can walk straight through here, and to the left, you'll see what I'm talking about. The reason, by the way, all this is so wet, again, as I mentioned before, this was a back-to-back cruise I did, and they were sanitizing between cruises. I felt very safe the entire time I was on the ship. Safety is a priority for NCL. Everyone on board was vaccinated, required to be vaccinated, and tested. And there's that shower, by the way, I was telling you about. So everyone was tested before they came on board, and everyone's vaccinated. Now, I will give you a tip. You want to check the rules with NCL. While you do not need to have a negative COVID test to board, you need to have one within 3 days for them to cover quarantine if it's required, if you test positive before you get on the ship. So be sure you read the rules, the current updated rules, whatever they are, if you're watching this while the pandemic is still going on. As I mentioned, you need your key to get back into Posh, because this is a locked door. I hope you've enjoyed this updated, refurbished Norwegian Haven. Hope you liked my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Smash the like button, please, below. And I look forward to seeing you on another epic review.